Assalamu alaikum. 1 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. Pakistan has urged the international community, including United Nations, to play its constructive role to normalize the situation between United States and Iran. Pentagon confirms that Iran has fired over a dozen ballistic missiles against 2 U.S. air bases in Iraq. Iranian Foreign Minister has termed Iran's missile attack on U.S. base in Iraq as a proportionate measure taken in self-defense. Islamabad has once again reiterated its support to Kashmiri's struggle for right to self-determination. And now the news in detail. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has urged the international community, including the United Nations, to play its constructive role to normalize the situation between the United States and Iran. In a statement issued today, he said Pakistan desires peace and believes that the issues must be resolved through negotiations. The foreign minister said Pakistan wants that the situation between the United States and Iran does not deteriorate and the region does not plunge into a new quagmire of the war. Talking to Radio Pakistan's News and Current Affairs channel today, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has called for de-escalation of tension between the United States and Iran. He said unilateral actions by any party will add fuel to the fire and instability is not in the interest of any stakeholder. He said that United States should learn lesson from its policies in Afghanistan and Iraq. He apprehended that any conflict between the United States and Iraq will negatively affect the Afghan peace process. Pentagon says Iran has fired more than a dozen ballistic missiles against 2 air bases in Iraq, where U.S. and coalition forces are based. Assistant to the Secretary of Defense for Public Affairs, Jonathan Hoffman, said in a statement that there are no immediate reports of casualties at the bases. The White House said in a separate statement that President Donald Trump is monitoring the situation closely and consulting with his national security team. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif has termed Iran's missile attack to the U.S. base in Iraq as a proportionate measure which came in self-defense. In a tweet, he said Iran took measure under Article 51 of UN Charter targeting base from which armed attack against our citizens and senior officials were launched. Iranian Foreign Minister stressed that Iran does not seek escalation of war, but will defend itself against any aggression. Iran Ukrainian airplane carrying 176 passengers and crew has crashed near airport in Tehran. Iran's state television said all those on board the airliner were killed. Iran's Red Crescent earlier said there was no chance of finding survivors. Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan says unanimity and positive role of all political parties on the Army Amendment Act is reflection of high-level parliamentary democratic values. In a tweet today, she said the magnificent demonstration of political harmony and national solidarity is an unequivocal message to the foes of Pakistan that Pakistani nation is united to protect national interest and important matters. The world's leading political risk consultancy, Eurasia Group, has said that India under Narendra Modi is the fifth biggest geopolitical risk of 2020. The Eurasia Group said Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spent much of his second term promoting controversial social policies at the expense of an economic agenda. It said that Modi government's social agenda will also have harmful effects for India's foreign policy, and its actions on human rights will be under closer scrutiny by many nations, and its reputation will take a hit. Pakistan has once again reiterated to support Kashmiri's struggle for right to self-determination until Indian occupation ends. Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Munir Akram, said this while speaking at the meeting held to commemorate the 71st anniversary of UN Security Council resolutions upholding the right to self-determination of the Kashmiri people through a free plebiscite. Ambassador Munir Akram said Kashmiris living under foreign occupation are being subjected to collective punishment by the Indian occupation forces, who have converted the territory into largest militarized zone in the world. In occupied Kashmir, an atmosphere of fear and intimidation continues to prevail in the Kashmir Valley and Muslim-majority areas of Jammu region as Indian military lockdown entered 157th consecutive day today. There is no let-up in the sufferings of the people of the Kashmir Valley due to the restrictions imposed under Section 144 and heavy deployment of Indian troops in India. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk. And for the live video streaming of our bulletins, visit the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.